You keep watching videos like this, you understand everything. So tell me, what about you? Because somewhere between all the content you consume, all the advice you absorb, all the moments where you nod and think, yeah, that's exactly it, something is still not moving, and you know it. You've known it for a while. There's something that happened with our generation. We grew up watching people perform their lives online. We watched people talk about healing before they were healed. We watched people preach discipline while quietly falling apart. And somewhere along the way, we learned how to understand everything without actually living anything. We became fluent in self-awareness. We can explain ourselves perfectly. We can say things like, I have attachment issues, or I self-sabotage because of fear, calmly, cleanly, like naming it is the same as changing it. But it's not. And that gap between knowing and doing, that's where most people are stuck, quietly, every day. I remember a time in my life where I was slowly becoming someone I didn't recognize. Not suddenly. Slowly, like adjusting your body to fit furniture that was never made for you. Until one day your back hurts, and you don't even realize why anymore. I was showing up for someone, completely. I was the person who answered at 2 a.m., the person who rearranged everything, the person who said, it's fine, when nothing was fine. I told myself it was love. Maybe it was, I'm not denying that. But I never asked myself one question. Not once. What about me? Not in a selfish way, just honestly, what do I need right now? What am I feeling? What am I giving away? That I never get back. Those questions didn't exist in my head back then, because I was focused outward, on them, their mood, their silence, their energy, and what it might mean. I was completely fluent in someone else's emotional world, and completely lost in my own. And I think a lot of people are living like that. They take risks for others, real risks, emotional, financial, personal. They reshape themselves to fit into someone else's life, to keep something alive that might already be gone. And then life asks something back, and it always does. Okay, but what about you? What do you want? What do you need? Who are you when you're not being everything for everyone else? And you freeze. Not because you're broken, not because you're weak, but because you don't know. Because you've spent so long looking outward that looking inward feels unfamiliar, like a room you never learned how to enter. You already know what to do. You've heard it 100 times, but nothing changes. And that's the real question. Not what you know, what you do. Because I've noticed something, people like us, we understand everything, and still repeat the same patterns anyway. And we call it confusion. But maybe it's not confusion. Think about the last time you did something you knew was wrong, not a mistake, a choice. You felt it instantly. This isn't right for me. And you did it anyway. You stayed. You texted back. You gave more. You shrank yourself to keep things comfortable. You knew. You always knew. So why call it confusion? I'm not judging you. I've done all of it too. Every version of it. I understand the comfort in chaos, the safety in staying small. But here's the truth. If you're honest with yourself, you already know what this is. Because at some point, it stops being confusion and starts becoming a choice. And that's the part nobody wants to face, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. And choices are yours. So, what about you? Are you going to keep watching? Or are you finally going to do something with everything you already know?